Hello everyone, time to talk Bison women's basketball this week. The Bison lost at South Dakota State last week. Here to talk about that and the league and talk about freshman Taylor Thunstead is head coach Maren Walseth. And Maren, you played down in Brookings, always a tough place to play. Throughout the course of time it's been very tough, and a loss 82-52. Rebounding was the big story, wasn't it?
It certainly was. You know, they came into Fargo with one game plan, and obviously that did not work. So they came with game plan 2 down at their place, and certainly getting the ball inside and rebounding was an issue for us.
I thought some good things, though. You had 10 steals in the game. The turnovers were even. The ball just was not going in, right?
Certainly. You know, we were able to control the tempo a little bit more from the turnover perspective and get our, you know, we did have more shot attempts than they did. So we had some things going for us, but at the end of the day, you know, rebounding was an issue.
Now that the dust has settled this week in the Summit League, let's look at the standings, see where everybody kind of stands right now. And South Dakota's in a good position. They're coming to Fargo this week. South Dakota State now is 6-3, Western 6-3. So, you know, just kind of looking ahead, boy, you got 2 tough games at home this week with South Dakota and Western Illinois coming in here.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting weekend for us. Back in our home turf, sleep in our own beds, shoot in our own gym, and another opportunity. You know, 2 games in the weekend. I think our girls will be ready for it.
Well, making her first career start last week was freshman Taylor Thunstead. She's a true freshman from New London Spicer High School in Spicer, Minnesota. First career start, had 9 points. Let's hear a little bit more about freshman Taylor Thunstead.
She actually surprised me a lot. She has grown so much just since the summertime.
For a lot of college athletes, their first year on campus is a watch and learn process. But for Taylor Thunstead, this hasn't been the case and has caused her to learn quickly.
I think the biggest thing has been the pace of the game, so that was a lot different, but I think I've made a pretty well transition.
She's a gym rat. Everyone has just always described her as a gym rat.
That work ethic is a main reason why she ranks in the top 6 in the Summit League for freshman points per game, along with help from an experienced senior and head coach that has made her transition a lot easier.
Playing behind Brooke Lamar and constantly having Maren Walseth in her ear, you know, every day, she's learning.
On the year, Thunstead is shooting 37% from 3, which ranks 2nd on the team. But in 8 conference games, she's shooting 50%, which opens up space for post players to work.
But her ability to stretch the court and provide space for someone who's strong on the block like Emily Spear or Holly Johnson, Liz Kina, you know, that's a huge factor for us.
For Taylor, she knows she can shoot, but for her to improve her game, the freshman knows she needs to be able to do more.
I've always been a shooter since I was young. That's been my strength, so I've always been pretty confident in my shooting, but now I'm working my way into driving and being more versatile.
On the other end, Thunstead, an amazing pick. What a steal.
Another area Thunstead has made strides to improve is her defensive ability.
A lot of folks from her high school days are like, oh, I never knew she could play defense like that, you know, because of her high school philosophy. It was just a 2-3 zone, so she's certainly bought into man-to-man pressure defense.
For head coach Maren Walseth, what she's seen from Taylor this season has been encouraging. But the really exciting part is that she still has plenty of time left to play at NDSU.
It's fun to watch, you know, and she's only a freshman, so I expect a lot more from her in the future.
For the Bison Coaches Corner, I'm Brett Rory.
Well, Coach, she got her first career start down at South Dakota State. Talk about the decision to put her in the starting lineup.
It was a decision because Kayla Becken was hit in the head the weekend prior and is out with some concussion symptoms. And Taylor certainly plays very, very hard and deserved the start. Unfortunately for her, she got knocked in the face and shoot around, so actually played her first career start in front of 4,000 people with a broken nose. But I think that speaks volumes to who she is. Certainly the clips demonstrate, you know, a tough-nosed kid with great shooting ability, but you know, she's growing, and she's growing each and every day with her confidence, with her defensive intensity. And then yes, she does shoot a lot of threes, but she gets to the rim and she has a nice pull-up as well. She's got a very, very bright future for us. I'm excited for her.
And you've been through it as a player and through the course of your time as a coach in basketball. What do you want to see from a true freshman, that progress from the first game, maybe the first practice on throughout that season?
You know, she came in as a point guard, and clearly with Brooke Lamar, we have a solid point guard, a great point guard. So we wanted to kind of ease her in at the 2 spot, where all she had to do was really catch and shoot. And certainly she assimilated to the college level very nicely during the non-conference. So when we started playing in conference, putting the ball in her hand a little bit more, asking her to be a little bit more vocal, run the point at times with or without Brooke on the court, and you know, just seeing her grow and giving her a little bit more each and every week has been really fun to watch.
All right, coming up this week, Coach, Western Illinois first is up. You lost to them in Macomb. Talk about them a little bit. They're sitting in third right now, tied for second, actually. A very solid basketball team. Ashley Luke is a good player.
Yeah, she is a very good player, certainly inside the paint, but they've got a nice supporting cast for her. Transition defense and rebounding, again, will be areas that we need to focus on. Likely we have a whole week to do so.
Now, South Dakota, down in Vermilion, that was a tough matchup as well. South Dakota leads the league right now. They won the league last year. Obviously, they've proven that they can win on the road. It's going to be a tough game there as well.
It will. I think down at South Dakota, we kind of got punched in the face first, and it took us a while. But then the second half, we played a much harder and a much smarter game, and I look forward to us learning and growing from that situation going forward on Sunday.
Best of luck to you this week, Coach. Thanks for your time. Western Illinois at 7 p.m. Friday. We'd like to see you out here at the BBF, and also 2 p.m. on Sunday against league leader South Dakota. 2 huge games for Bison women's basketball. We'll have highlights of those for you next week. Have a great week, everyone.